Welcome to today's podcast. With me today I have Ascelia Pharma, the CEO Magnus Corfitsen, and the CSO Andreas Norlin. Welcome both of you.
Thank you.
You recently announced a very positive outcome of the Sparkle study. And I know you put a lot of time and invested a lot of man hours into these headline results or the study. Please, Magnus, could you update us and give a brief introduction?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Klaus, and it's great to be here. So we announced the results from the Sparkle study, a study that has been going on for a few years, and we're super excited to announce some very strong, compelling data on the Sparkle study. So we met the primary endpoint that we had agreed with the FDA. And we did that in a very convincing way, and Andreas is going to talk more about today about the results. So this is what we've been working towards for a number of years. This is you could say the biotech dream of getting strong pivotal phase 3 data, and here we are. So we are super excited to be here today, and also looking very much forward to the things ahead for Ascelia Pharma.
Please, Andreas, update us on the very strong data.
Yes, we have got very strong data from the Sparkle study. All the 3 readers reported superior enhancement of the MRI images compared to unenhanced images with p-values below 0.001. And the study was designed so that the criteria for being successful was that 2 out of the 3 readers needed to report a significant difference with Orviglance compared to unenhanced. And we reported that all 3 readers with very convincing, strong statistical tests with, as I said, p-values below 0.001 makes this study a huge success. So we can say that we actually have demonstrated superiority with a huge margin. So that's why we're so excited, and this is, I mean, the best outcome we could wish for, actually.
So with these headline data, you met your primary endpoint. When will you know more about the secondary endpoint?
Yeah, so now we have only reported and we have only analyzed the primary endpoint, and that is the most important endpoint.
Of course.
And part of the process going forward with NDA and publications, we are also analyzing the secondary endpoints. So they are, as I said, part of the NDA preparations, and not the least also very important that we coordinate that with our publication plans.
So the plans, you get the full package later on this year, and then you have plans for submission or filing with FDA.
Yeah.
Q2 25.
Yeah, so mid-2025 is our guidance on this, and you are absolutely right that we are now expecting the full report from the Sparkle study in early Q4. And also a big step or an important step towards the NDA submission is to have a pre-submission meeting with the FDA, which we are expecting to have the outcome from in Q1 25. And this meeting we have, or it's part of the process where you align and agree with FDA what the content should look like and how the format of all the data and so on, so that the review process will be smooth.
Can you elaborate a little on the time frame after you submit your application?
Yes.
I know there's always some kind of uncertainty, but what is your experience, Andreas?
Well, when we submit, we enter into a quite standardized process, which is of course governed by the FDA, and the standard timeline for their review process is 10 months. So from the submission date, we expect to have the conclusion from the review within 10 months. And in that period, there's a lot of work. It doesn't stop there for us, because then we will answer all the questions that FDA might have about the data and the full package.
So a small add-on question, Andreas. If we look into the variability among the 3 readers, you get a very positive outcome in these headline results.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a little on Why is it so strong?
Yes, so the data is strong, and as I explained before, it is particularly strong because all 3 readers have reported with p-values below 0.001. In August last year, we had an issue with intra-reader variability, as you mentioned, and that is not the case this time. The study statistician and also an external statistical consultant that we are using or advisor have all reviewed the data and concluded that the variability this time is at an acceptable level.
So Magnus, with the very strong headline results on phase 3 study for Orviglance, what is the roadmap from here?
Right now we are at a very exciting phase, and we have 3 tracks that will move us forward. The first track is, as Andreas talked about, the regulatory process. So we will have the full study report, the full report from Sparkle. We will then have a pre-submission meeting with the FDA, and based on their feedback, we will finalize the application and submit middle of next year. That's track number 1. Track number 2 is launch readiness. So we will continue to work with our advisors, the key opinion leaders and medical experts in the space to share more news about Orviglance and how it can benefit patients. We will also engage with healthcare payers and patient advocacy groups. In parallel with all of this, we will continue dialogue with potential commercial partners, because as we have stated in our strategy, is to work with partners to ensure Orviglance gets to all the patients that they need. So this is the launch readiness commercialization track, which is track number 2. Track number 3, I'm also very excited about. It's Oncoral and getting Oncoral studied together with Lonsurf, which is another tablet cancer drug. We think that combination is super exciting, and we will start that clinical study once we have the available funding to move forward with that asset as well.
Thanks a lot. So to dive into the roadmap, Magnus, if we take the commercialization phase first, you earlier announced your plans about commercialization. With these strong results in hand, are you going to change that process, or you keep it as you mentioned earlier?
We're very happy with the process that and the strategy that we have set up. Now we have very strong data, and I think we are excited about that, and I think a potential partner would also be excited about the data, and so that's no change to strategy from here.
Good. And if we look into finances, so recently, well, you got a loan recently, and you also announced to the market that you're fully financed until mid-2025. What are your plans ahead of Q2 2025 in terms of financing?
Yeah, so we are funded into Q2 next year, which is good. It allows us to give us focus on getting started on the NDA process and the launch readiness process and so forth. To grow the company beyond Q2 next year, we need additional capital, and that could be from through financial markets as we've done in the past. It could also be an industry collaboration on commercialization of Orviglance that would bring liquidity to our balance sheet. So I mean, we have an open mindset. We're looking at the various opportunities, and we'll see how things play out.
Good, thanks a lot. And then you mentioned Oncoral as well, also a very interesting pipeline product in your portfolio. And with these results in hand, are you going to change your perception of Oncoral in the short, medium term, or are you keeping to the plans as you mentioned earlier?
No, we stick to the plans.
Yes.
So we are. I'm personally very excited and getting impatient in terms of getting going with the Oncoral study, because I think there is so much potential there.
Yeah.
I also believe that there is, you could say, there are lots of similarities with Orviglance. So with Orviglance, we did some early studies, had very compelling and consistent data. We followed through. We did some additional studies, including a phase 3 study, and got fantastic results. Now we're moving that into regulatory phase and towards commercialization. I think the exact same thing can happen with Oncoral. We have good early phase data. I think the combination study with Lonsurf is going to be super exciting, and I think there are potential for other solid tumor indications for Oncoral as well. So I think that could be a similar process with Oncoral as we've just seen with Orviglance, and me and the rest of the team, we're super excited to move forward when you could say the balance sheet allows to accelerate that activity as well.
Thanks a lot.